back to an episode of All the Mods. This is part 26, I think? I forgot to check before I started the video. What's new? Anyways, this is part 20-something. Last time, we built that rocket way up there, and we flew to the moon. And it was sort of successful. We made it to the moon. The mod seems to be a little bit buggy in this mod pack, so hopefully that won't be too big of an issue for what I have planned today, because today I plan on making a space station, which is what all of this setup is over here. I did a bunch of crafting and stuff off camera, and I set up a space station assembler. So this takes power, it takes all of this stuff. It's basically just the same kind of setup you have for a rocket, only it just like turns into a space station. You throw it up into space and yeah. So in the middle here we have a docking pad. I believe that specifies where the rocket will land every time you land on the space station, so figured I'd just put that on there from the start to just kind of have it work as it is. And down here in this chest, we have all of the resources that we're going to need to build a space station. So I was very prepared for this episode. So first things first, let's grab a satellite, whatchamacallit, a space station ID chip. Let's head up here. Let's put the stuff in place. So we gotta put this here, I believe, and this here. Scan this. Alright, it's scanned it. It's ready. Build. And boom, there we go. Now we have a space station container. So this is our space station. And we have a space station ID chip. Now this is incredibly important. If I lose this, I can't go back to my space station, so I don't want to lose this. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple more of these, and I'm going to go over to another slightly related thing called the satellite builder. In here, if I put this chip here, and another chip here, then it should, write to secondary chip. Yep, has a little progress bar, and there we go, now we have two chips to the same space station. Go ahead and put these in here, just somewhere safe. Then I made a backpack so I can store some of this stuff. Let's go ahead and throw all of this into the backpack. Actually, probably should have done that beforehand, that would have been smart. I think I've got everything. Oh, yep, something else I forgot. Need to grab some fuel. Made some extra fuel earlier. So there we go, have some extra fuel. Now I don't think it takes a full half stack to fuel this, so I should be able to put a chest of just a half stack of fuel on the space station once we're in space, just for safety. So if I go into here, then I should be able to go... what was the button again? That? Yes it is. Okay, so we have a guidance computer and satellite bay. The guidance computer currently has a planet ID chip for Earth. This I'm going to want to take or keep safe somewhere. I'm going to take that out and put it to Station 1. Now destination is Station 1. Then we're going to go to the satellite bay, and that's where we're going to put our satellite, or space station. Now, I need to go get my spacesuit. I also need to drop anything I don't want to bring with me. I'm pretty sure that I'll be fine, even if I crash, I'll just have to get back onto my space station. But, never be too careful. Let's go and fill this up with fuel. I guess I'll probably get in so I can see how much fuel I'm filling it up with. Get all the way up to full, and yeah, that barely took more than like a quarter of a stack. In fact, it didn't even take that much. But alright, we're set to destination Station 1. Got my spacesuit on. Don't think there's any more preparation I can really do. So here we go. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Almost there. There we go. Now, I'm hoping it's not going to crash on me again, because that would be very saddening. That would not be a happy day. Or even if it just freezes. I guess if it just freezes, I can just close out of the world and get back in, and it usually fixes it, so that shouldn't be a problem. But I wouldn't be surprised if it does that. Whoa! Whoa! It's doing things right! Okay, space to auto-descend. It's doing things as intended! I can see everything! Okay, this is actually really cool. So now if I went into third person, you can see all the things! Yay! And I'm assuming eventually I'm gonna land on my space station. Getting there. I brought the Earth chip, right? Okay, good. That would have been bad. Oh, there it is. Incoming. Whoa, that was a large blast of fire. I've never actually seen it land properly before, so I didn't know it had that much flame to it. Here we go. Landing. And there we go. So, let's go ahead and get out. And very careful. And if I jump, how high do I jump? Okay, I'm gonna need to be careful with this gravity. Let's go ahead and get down to ground level. Okay. Let's go ahead and start building things. I think I'm gonna keep all of the floor as this color because that looks, well, semi-decent at the very least. I'm also going to expand the launch pad just a little bit so that I can actually access things. And finally, hold on, I'm going to get out my chisel so I can start chiseling some of this stuff. I think I will use big tiles for any sort of walling. That should work fine. I believe it has some sort of, yes it does. And let's just surround this in a bit of a wall for safety reasons, because I do not want to fall to Earth. When I go back to Earth, I would prefer to do so in a rocket. Also, if I fell back to Earth, I'd have to make a new rocket to come back, and then I'd have two rockets on top of each other, which is not something I would find ideal. So let's build this out a little ways, maybe just like 5 more blocks. And this will be the entrance to our space station. We'll just have a little bit of a curve going around. There we go. Then, should I put any lights in? I don't think I need any lights just yet. I mean, I don't even have night vision and I can see perfectly fine. This is the airlock, so I guess well, no, I'll put down the airlock doors after I have the actual building started, which I should probably go ahead and do right now. In this main room, we're going to have a nice big glass floor because I think that'll look pretty cool. My pinkies are getting tired from holding down shift too long. I'm holding it down as hard as I can, probably at the point where I'll end up breaking the button and falling off anyway, because I do not want to fall back to Earth. I've already explained why that would be a bad thing. There we go, we now at least have the border up. Now it's time to fill it up with glass. And actually, just in case I plan on adding in hallways in the future, let's go ahead and add this in. And check around, make sure I didn't miss anything, make sure I didn't miss anything in the floor, that would be really bad. I think we're good. I know I missed the top area here, but now that we have all that, next thing I need to do, I need to put in these solar panels. Now I made 24 of these, counting the solar generator, so, hold on. This would actually fit perfectly inside any one of these little square things. So do I want to do that? Yeah, let's go and do that. That'd also make it a little bit easier to seal it. I'm actually just 4 short of it being perfect, which is a little bit disappointing. So I guess I'm gonna have to put a couple of my station lights in these corners. So then if we seal up the ceiling, then I believe all we have to do is hook up all of this stuff to things, and then build the airlock, or actually I should probably build the airlock right now, because I don't have any holes anywhere, do I? I don't believe so. Just figure I'd check again. So let's put these here, and these here. Then I believe I have some weighted pressure plates, because these are nice and white. Stand on those, just work like regular pressure plates, good. Put some of these here, some of these here. There we go, that's the airlock built. I'm pretty sure you don't need anything more complicated than that. So now that we're totally sealed, I believe. Yeah, we're totally sealed. I should be able to hook this up to an oxygen thing. And if I'm correct, then I should be able to breathe in here just fine. So if I get out my power cables, I may actually have to connect all of the solar panels up to it. But I should just have to bring this down here, put this here, put these on either side, and put a CO2 scrubber in each one. Or carbon collecting cartridge, and vacuum. Did I bring any cobblestone? I didn't. I was thinking I might be able to make a lever, because maybe it's redstone control disabled. Let's try that. Maybe, does that make it disabled, or does that make it... Oh! Type pressurized! Okay, so if I do that, then it's type vacuum. But if I do that, then it's trying. It's trying really hard. Oh, because it doesn't have the power it needs. I need more power. Oh, that's worrying. It's because it's such a large area, I bet. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off for now, and let that maybe gain some power up. I might have to go see if I can get some power things from other mods. I was hoping these solar panels would do it for me, but it's looking like they're gonna be too small. Well, in the meantime, I guess we can put down some of this other stuff that we're gonna need. Or, well, not need, but it'll be fun to mess around with. So we got an altitude controller and an orientation controller. Do these take power? They do not. So basically what that does is it just allows you to mess around with stuff. And I probably should make a gravity controller as well. That would be a good idea. But I will have to make that later. Is this at full power? Okay. Disabled. Okay, yeah, that's using power really fast. So I'm going to have to be generating like 100 RF per tick to be able to get that to run. And if I let that fill up all the way, that's only doing like 4 RF per tick, which is weird to me. And I'm sure that I can't connect to any of these. Yeah, that's not doing anything. So hold on, let me head outside. Maybe there's something I set up wrong. It's not currently pressurized, so I'm not going to worry about depressurizing it, so still only collecting 1 RF per tick. Hold on, I'm going to break all of these and see if it's still only collecting 1 RF per tick, because if so, then something's wrong here. Yep, still only 1 RF per tick. Huh. I placed that there. It's still 1 RF per tick. How do I do this? There's got to be something I'm doing wrong. There are things like energy pipes, but they're depreciated, so I can't actually make them. Wait a second, do I have to make a solar generator for each one? That could be my problem. Yeah, it's seeming like I'm gonna have to head back to Earth and make all of these into solar generators, which is a little bit disappointing. Luckily I still have fuel in this, so I don't even need to worry about fueling it. So, I'll be back as soon as I actually have this all working, and hopefully the docking thing there works, so I actually land in the same place. Okay, that took quite a while to get all the stuff together to make that work, but we now have a bunch more solar generators instead of just regular solar things. So hopefully, once I put all these down and connect them all together, it should be enough. Also, I should have grabbed a single piece of cobblestone. If I had grabbed a single piece of cobblestone, I would have been able to turn this on and off with a lever. And I wouldn't have to do this, but there we go. It's pressurized. And this has constant... It has constant stuff. Okay, and these aren't, like, full, are they? Oh no, they are being drained slowly, so it's not gonna be constant. Yeah, it is still going down. Ah, that's a bit depressing. So I'm gonna wait until this is all empty instead of being, like, mostly full. Because a lot of these will be full for a second, and then there won't be. But actually, is it being sustained? I can't tell. Every once in a while, it'll go up, and there'll just be, like, a random one that has, like, 4,000 in it for no reason. And it seems to just be passing that around. But it does seem sustained. So I am going to take a chance here, and I'm going to take off my spacesuit. I can walk around. I can walk around freely. Alright. We have sustained pressure. At least I think. And these are probably eventually going to break and run out, so I'll probably need to bring more of those up here. And I don't actually know if it's sustained or if it just has a single piece of power that's been circulating. Which very well could be the case. If I start to die, I know that I'm having problems. But anyway, now we can start messing with these things, the altitude controller and the orientation controller. Start with the altitude controller. So right now, where am I? Target altitude 100. So, am I over here? Okay, so I'm pulling myself higher. Is it going higher? I can't actually tell. It's supposed to make the Earth go farther away. It's supposed to bring us further away from the Earth. Or is that bringing us closer? It doesn't appear to be doing anything. It doesn't really seem like it is. Well, maybe the altitude controller will do something. Angular velocity, alright. Oh! Oh, that's definitely doing something. Whoa, that is weird. Okay, then move that up a little bit. Let's move it to 25 on that. Let's move them both to 25, actually. Oh, that's so cool! I didn't know you could, I mean, I knew you could do this. I knew that the angular velocity thing existed, but I'd never actually tested it out for myself. That is really cool. So I'm just kind of tumbling in space. This is really disorienting, by the way. I maybe shouldn't have made this whole thing out of glass. Oh, it's getting darker. Oh, solar panels don't make energy when it's dark. Okay, I think they'll always make energy, but I might want to be weary of that because yeah, hold on. I need to get angular velocity all the way up. I need to get back up to... Whoa! Okay, I'm tumbling a little faster than I intended to. I need to get all the way back up. All the way back facing up. Maybe I'll put like a little bit of a tilt on it, but I do need to be facing away from the Earth. In fact, hold on. If I do this, velocity 0, and also velocity 0. Nope, that left me facing away from the Earth. That's not what I want either. Okay, I am facing in the exact opposite direction of where I need to be facing. Oh, great. Oh, that's the wrong controller. Okay, 0 and 0. And, okay, maybe negative, like 6. Let's slowly bring ourselves facing back up. In fact, I think I'm actually going to leave it maybe at that angle, maybe a little bit more. Then if I were to do this, that would turn me that way. Okay, if I do this, that would turn me more that way. Get a little bit less of an angle on that. I don't want the Earth to be directly below us, but I would like it to be angled somewhat. So there we go. We now have our space station angled. We have our space station with actual functional air. We can breathe in here. And I'm curious, does the airlock, I'm sure, works fine, but if I were to go into here, still pressurized, atmosphere vacuum, breathable no, pressurized air, vacuum. Okay, so oh, I see how they did it. Okay, I was thinking if the doors were open, then it would turn it to a vacuum no matter what. But no, what it is depending on what side of the door you're on. Huh, well, that's kind of interesting. I guess they changed that from when I watched that tutorial, because used to you had to build an actual airlock. I'm going to keep the airlock there because it looks cool, but I guess it's kind of pointless, isn't it? Well, guess let's take all this stuff off. I actually brought some wood with me so I can make some crafting tables and chests. Let's put one of these at each corner. Go ahead and throw all our extra building materials in here because I'm not really going to need these back on Earth. And is there anything else I should leave here? Machine structures, that wouldn't really be a point. I should probably leave some rocket fuel. I'm actually going to put it out by my space thing, I think. I believe I can place chests outside. I know there's some space mods where outside of a pressurized area, any chests you place end up getting destroyed, which isn't exactly good for me. But I guess we can test it in here, because this is a vacuum. If I put this down, it still exists. Okay, so I'll put my emergency fuel. Or, actually no, I'm not going to store it out here. That seems like a bad idea. Let's just put it somewhere in here. Like maybe by the door? That could work fine. Just have half a stack right in there. I'll put it in the middle. So we've got our emergency fuel, and I actually found out that as long as you have the space station chip in there, it goes between the planet you're on and the space station. So, even if I launch without using the planet ID chip, it doesn't actually matter. I go back to Earth. So, this has been a pretty productive episode. We got our space station built. I do want to do some testing with what different things I can do in space, like what happens when you use a vacuum, what happens if you create a sudden vacuum open, what happens if you, I don't know, put animals in a vacuum. All these things I want answered. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing next episode, and yeah, this is totally sustained, so that's all good. So, you know what, I think take this off. That's going to be all for this time. I hope you enjoyed. Next time we're going to do some airlock-based testing. It may be a bit of a shorter episode, but it's going to take me a little while to set up our testing room, but that should be pretty fun to do. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye.